Hey there, this is Dr. Evan Osar, developer of the Integrative Movement System. Welcome to this three-part video series of Integrative Movement Insider, where we're discussing training the older client that has a diagnosis of osteopenia and or osteoporosis. So Allison, one of our readers, wrote in and asked the question, what do you do with your older clients? How do you train your older clients when they've been diagnosed with osteoporosis and they've been told not to flex their spine, not to rotate, not to side bend their spine, and they need to do these activities for everyday life? Well, thanks for writing that question in, because that is a very common situation that many of us as health and fitness professionals will encounter. The first thing you must do is communicate with your client's healthcare professional, so you understand the guidelines as well as the restrictions that your client has. Now, generally speaking, they'll have a restriction of flexion, rotation, and or side bending. Now, the important thing is your client needs to do those activities in everyday life. Our goal is to help them create a more efficient postural and movement strategy and avoid positions that could potentially compromise them if they have a diagnosis of osteopenia and or osteoporosis. So, what do we do with our own clients when they come in with that diagnosis? How do we help them train towards accomplishing their health and fitness goals as well as becoming more functional in everyday activities? Well, a couple things. Number one, we look at the principles of the Integrative Movement System: alignment, breathing, and control. We help our clients through corrective exercise develop a more optimal alignment, breathing, and control strategy. We take alignment, breathing, and control, and then we teach them a more optimal balance strategy. And the goal is not to make our clients perfect, to say our clients are going to come in like this and leave like this. That's not the goal. The goal is to help our clients. If they come in like this, give them just a little bit a better ability to elongate their spine, to breathe just a little bit better, to control their body just a little bit better. So that way they have a better strategy for posture and ultimately for movement. So the first thing we look at once we move through our corrective exercise patterns is start to teach them how to load their joints and bones appropriately. And the goal is to give them the best strategy. So we'll teach them balanced exercise with their best alignment. The safest and easiest way to start that process is to first teach them where optimal alignment is and how to get to that place for them. So here's some common cues we'll use with our clients. Elongate your spine as if you're being pulled from the backside of your head. Elongate your rib cage as if you're being pulled from the backside of your rib cage. And that will oftentimes create length through their spine. We'll teach them then, from there, maintain that position as you squat, as you step, as you lunge. So therefore, we're using a progression that your client can handle and maintain. We want to teach them how to get onto single legs so they learn how to load their spine up, load their lower extremity up, and increase that bone density. So from here, we'll teach them how to get onto single leg stance and maintain that position. They'll hold it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute if they can. What if your client cannot stand on a single leg? Then you use a wall. The wall is probably the best support for your clients because then they don't have a fear of falling. So I'm going to turn around and face the wall. First, I'm going to make sure the client knows how to get long through the spine, maintain the ribs as if they're being pulled up from the back side of the rib cage and not lift the chest up because that will overcompress their spine. Long from the back side of their spine, turn and face the wall, put their hands on the wall, and now teach them how to get their weight onto single leg and really align and stack their cylinder, their thoracopelvic cylinder, over top their base of support so they're able to hold that position, transition and hold that position so they get nice and long through the back side of their spine. They can take a hand off the wall, they can take an opposite hand off the wall, teach them how to own that position. If your clients cannot do that with success, then you go split stance. So they go into a split stance position, maintaining the same alignment. Long spine, rib cage stacked over top of the pelvis, hip, knee, ankle, and foot aligned to the best of your client's ability. Help them hold that position. Same idea, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, up to a minute, hold that position. You can load them with light dumbbells, with a shoulder press. You can teach them how to reach down, come back up, and maintain that position. Teach them an effective strategy for aligning, for breathing, and for controlling their trunk over top their pelvis and the entire thoracopelvic cylinder over top their base of support with the hip, knee, ankle, and foot in their best alignment. And then you can make it as challenging as you need to for your client. But again, use the principles of the integrative movement system, alignment, breathing, and control. Work them through the most successful, or I should say, the safest progressions, from the easiest to the most challenging, making sure they maintain their alignment, breathing, and control throughout the progressions you use with the clients. And that is where we start with our clients. Don't give them things that are too challenging, because that's where your clients start to get into trouble. Give them the best alignment, the best breathing, the best control strategy you can, and then progress them safely and effectively towards accomplishing their health and fitness goals. In video 2, I'll discuss how we use a common pushing and pulling progression with a split squat to improve the resistance upon the spine and also train anti-rotation, because again, we can't train, or many times rotation is contraindicated in these clients, but we can train them to control their rotation. And that's an important strategy for helping your clients, is to control them being pulled or moved out of a rotary position or a position of rotation. So this is Dr. Evan Osar with Integrative Movement Insider, sharing with you some of the strategies and ideas that we use with our own older clients that have a diagnosis of osteoporosis. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time at Integrative Movement Insider. Take care.